There we go. There we go. We are live. We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are live. And this morning, here on the huddle, I have a question for you. Are you a person who's looking to start live streaming in 2024 on the platform of YouTube? And you're new to doing YouTube, particularly on YouTube, whereas you may have live streamed in the past on other platforms? Well, if the answer is yes, today we want to share a step by step process that's going to help make live streaming easy for you as a beginner in 2024 so that you can be able to reach the destinated, reach the audience. There you go, reaching the audience that you need to reach on YouTube. And we're starting right now. Praise the Lord, everyone. Welcome to the huddle. I'm your host, Walter Strong. If you're new here and you want to broaden your reach, your impact, and income through online video, we welcome you to the show. Let's start over. Let's start over. If you're new here and you're interested in tips and tools on making live streaming easy for you as a beginner, we welcome you to the show. And as we said this morning, we're going to be sharing some step-by-step tips on being able to make live streaming easy for you as a beginner as you are looking to start your live streaming journey. And maybe you've done live streaming for a while and you stopped because you didn't necessarily get the handle of it based on being how to go live, the type of platform you were trying to go on, such as a YouTube, or the type of software you were using that was either web-based or installed into your computer, and you just didn't get a good start out of the gate. Well, this morning we want to go step by step and kind of get you in the right direction on being able to live stream as a beginner. And so if you're new here, I want to ask you to let me know in the chat where you're watching me from. Give me a hashtag Team Live in the chat. And if you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag Team Replay in the comments section. I want to say good morning to my moderator, live stream queen, productivity guru, Florence Donald from Equip Institute, my good man, Paul Andre de Vera from SEO Video Show. I appreciate you being on the West Coast, taking some time out your schedule, 8 o'clock in the morning. Hope you got your workout in, and now you want to just kind of chop it up here on the huddle for a while. Definitely got to connect with you, Paul, and get you back on here in 2024. So definitely look out for that invite and us getting together to get you on the show, because I know you're a busy man. You're doing some great things over there on the SEO Video Show. So if you're just joining me, let me know in the chat where you're watching me from. Give me a hashtag Team Live in the comments section. So without further ado, let's get into the content. And we're talking about making live streaming easy for you as a beginner. Step by step. How do we do that? Well, have a little presentation here that I'm hoping that will help you get out of the gate the right way. But first of all, let's look at some of the benefits of live streaming. You can create content on YouTube in a couple of ways. You can do it through short form video. You can do it through long form videos. You can do it through shorts, through clips. Now with the introduction of podcasting on YouTube, you can do this quite a bit. But one of the platforms that is most popular on YouTube that you can use is live streaming. Whether if you're going to live stream directly through YouTube or if you're going to use a third-party software such as StreamYard, which is not sponsored, but we use. And so if you're interested in learning more about StreamYard, the link is in the description, which will help you to be able to get you started there. But the benefits is that it helps me and you to be able to go onto a platform where we can share our content that we're passionate about with others. That content that we share, it's shared with the intent to either to educate or to entertain in helping others answer specific questions that they have need to be answered, or addressing a pain point in their life where they need to a way of getting away from a lot of drama and stress. And so you provide a level of entertainment on YouTube. Also, a great benefit of live streaming is it allows me and you to be able to build a community that allows me and you to become a part of, where we can learn from others. Certainly, not all of us are the smartest people in the room, but building community allows me and you to be able to network and connect with others who have something to bring to the table that will help me and you to get to the next level. So live streaming can help me and you do that on YouTube. It can help me and you do that on YouTube. So with that said, understanding these benefits, let's get into some of the tips on making it easy for you as a beginner. Or as I said, you've been creating YouTube content in short form videos, you've been creating shorts, but you don't really do a live streaming, and you realize for you to reach certain goals like 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, or for to reach a broader audience, you need the vehicle of live streaming. So tip number one, you want to start off making sure you got reliable internet. Make sure you have reliable internet where your internet is not fluctuating. You're not depending is solely on Wi-Fi of your computer or your laptop, but you have a stable internet connection, not just for downloading purposes, but for uploading purposes. But when your stream goes up, it can be able to handle your stream. And so you want to have a stable internet connection. And so one of the things you can do is a speed test. You can do a speed test and seeing where your internet connection and levels are at. You want to also make sure you're hardwired into your computer, and you want to make sure that the connection is stable. Then once you do that, you want to move to the next step of scheduling the live stream. You want to schedule your live stream so that way you can be able to set a date and time for viewers to come watch you go live, which that's something we did earlier this week. We scheduled this live stream for a date and time at Saturday morning at 11 a.m. I'm a stickler about making sure I indicate Eastern Standard Time, because a lot of my viewers that do come see me sometimes can be all the way in London. So one viewer is almost 3 to 4 hours ahead of me. There can be viewers who are watching you in the place of Australia, which is another 12 hours, or they can be like Paul on the West Coast and be 3 hours. So you always want to indicate Eastern Standard Time, Central Standard Time, so that way if your viewers are going to come watch you, they can adjust for the time difference. Either it's an hour, 2 hours behind or ahead. Then you want to schedule it to the platform of your choice. For us, it's YouTube. We schedule it to YouTube. Now you say, can you multi-stream to other platforms at the same time when you schedule it? Yes, you can. You can schedule it to platforms such as LinkedIn, Facebook. Now with Instagram rolling out the ability to go live on Instagram, you can do that. However, as a beginner, I'm going to caution you from this aspect. When you look at the goal of your channel and why you're on YouTube, your value proposition and the audience that you have established or you're looking to connect with, the audience you've built and established, or the audience you're connecting with, if you're just starting out and you don't have an audience, you don't want to just go reaching out to every platform if you don't clearly understand who the audience that you're trying to reach. Because the audience on LinkedIn is completely different from the audience on YouTube. The audience on YouTube is completely different for the audience you have on Instagram. So starting on YouTube as a base platform, because it also gives you the ability from a replay standpoint, can be a good starting point. But can you multi-stream? Yes, that's if that's the question, yes, you can. And then notifications go out. The notifications go out for you to be able to schedule that live stream. Now, can you go live right off the bat and be spontaneous and just start going live? You can, but you want an audience as best you can to be able to speak with, and maybe just have one or two people in the chat to kind of listen to you and give you feedback, or just, enjoy the stream, so that way it's helpful. Now, have there been times when there's been no viewers in my live stream and it's by myself? Yes. However, I've learned that that's a great learning process of learning to develop who I am as a live streamer, as a content creator in obscurity. So when the time comes when there is 500 people versus one person, now I'm known to more, but I've defined and worked on certain skills. So the notifications help. If you're just joining me, we are talking about a step-by-step process on at least 7 tips on helping you to make live streaming easier for beginners. We went over the first 2. Now, tip number 3. Now that you've checked your internet speed, you've checked scheduling the live stream, you want to go into the YouTube studio and go into the video section. You see that live stream, whether it's either unlisted or published, depending on how you did it. You want to make sure you go over your title and your description. You want to make sure in your description sections there are the needed important links that are relevant to the video that you're going to be going live about, and any relevant tags that you have. You want to make sure those things are in place. You want to make sure under the category section that the category section is select correctly. What I found on YouTube in the past, when I would go and schedule a live stream, under the category section, they would immediately categorize it under entertainment, where I am not a person who's creating content for entertainment value purposes. It's more educational. I would have to go back and check and correct that. Now, I've noticed now since being back on YouTube that has been corrected. So every YouTube live stream that I publish falls under the category of education, because I'm providing I'm providing information on tips and tools that make live streaming easy for beginners. So YouTube understands the content that I'm trying to get before the audience that I want to watch it. But you want to go look and check to make sure the proper category title is selected, because if they have you under sports and you're a technology channel, then your content could end up being pushed towards the wrong audience of people. So you want to make sure that category section is selected. Hey, if you're getting great value out of this live stream this morning on making live streaming easy for you as a beginner on YouTube, please do me a favor. If you're just joining me, let me know in the chat where you're watching me from. Click that like button for me. Share this on your favorite social media platform, and join us in the conversation of the live chat, which we're going to jump over right quick to, and just kind of acknowledge some people that we see. Have Mr. Podcast Creators Hub, all the way from London, Mr. Ash Bolin in the house. Hey, sir. Hey, Dad. How are you doing? Happy New Year's to you. I hope you and the family are all doing well. This Saturday morning, we definitely need to connect for sure. Who else that we have here? I see my dear sister Sharice Taylor. Good morning, ma'am. And I'm so glad that you are able to catch us live. I appreciate you being a part of the greatest crew on YouTube, which is the replay crew, but having you here in the live chat makes it that much sweeter. So we really appreciate you joining us this morning. Looking at some other comments. Okay, perfect. Hey, if you have a comment as we're sharing this, put a C in front of the comment. And when we get into the question section, make sure you have a Q in front of the question, and we'll do our best to make sure we acknowledge either that comment or that question. And I appreciate Ash saying great advice this morning. So let's press on. Let's press on. Tip number 4, you want to spend some time planning your live stream. You want to take the time to plan out your live stream, so that way you can get your thoughts, your ideas, all of what you're excited about sharing on paper. Whether if that paper is run a show that you can be able to share within live stream platforms such as StreamYard through banners, or what I'm doing through a slide presentation, or some type of video materials that you can share, along with putting together your run a show. Putting together your run a show. Miss Taylor, if you are doing live streaming and then you need to be able to share content, not only using a run a show, using a slide presentation, because some people's learning skills can be different from others, whereas others can learn from me and you through regular conversation, as if we're sitting across the table having a cup of coffee together. Others learn through video or visual through slide presentations. So you want to do that. And as you're planning those things out, you want to also look out how you're going to promote your live stream. I could have easily made a section just on promoting your live stream, but promotional materials you want to use to promote your live stream, whether if it's through social media, whether if it's through email marketing, whether if it's through your website, um, and or through your YouTube community tab. You want to take time to plan it out, because you want to get in front of an audience. Even if that audience is just 2 to 3 people, you still have an audience of people who taken time out their schedule to say, I want to listen to what you have to say. I believe you have something important to say based on what I saw in your title, what I saw in the description of your video, and the thumbnail that got me to click on it. I believe you have something important to say, so I'm willing to give you my undivided attention. So you want to take the time and plan out that promotional material. All right, tip number 4. That was 4. Tip 5, you want to go over your live stream checklist, and we'll touch on this towards the end. So if you stay towards the end, we'll touch on the live stream checklist, because we got some big things coming up with the live stream checklist. You want to make sure on your checklist that before you go live, you make sure your audio is good, your mic is good. Make sure you have headphones on, so that way you don't have any unnecessary feedback and you're coming out of your speaker and you're speaking through your mic and your audience is hearing a lot of distortion. Make sure your audio is good. Make sure your camera is good, whether if it's a webcam like an Elgato face cam, or DSLR or mirrorless camera. You want to make sure your camera is good, so that you are in frame of your of the camera, so people can see you. You're not slouched down. You're not too high where your head's cut off. You want to make sure your camera is good. And a real stickler for me is making sure my lighting is good. Making sure the lightings are good so that you can see me clearly. I don't have any raccoon eyes and I'm looking like Rocky the Raccoon. I try to wear glasses from time to time, but there are other times I flow without them. But you want to make sure your lighting is good. The other thing that I'm learning about lighting is, especially if you're a person of color, a female that's black, or a male that's black, the way lighting hits me, and you can be completely different from a person who's not who's not, a black or male or female. So you have to work on your lighting, especially if you are a female and you have makeup involved, and you have to look at in terms of eyeliner and blush for your face. You want to make sure your lighting is good. So take the time to work on your checklist before you go live, so that when it's time to hit the go live button, there's no issues with your audio, there's no issues with your camera, there's no issues with your lighting. And if you're bringing on a guest, making sure that that guest comes on 10 to 15 minutes before you go live, so that they can check their audio, their camera, and lighting as well. Okay, great. Tip number 6. Guess what? It is time to go live, and you be yourself. you introduce yourself to your audience the way that you're most comfortable, or you're just like me, where I say, we are live. We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are live. Boom. You're live. You go into your opening hook. You hit your intro. And then you get into your content. While you're sharing your content, you spend the time engaging the audience throughout you sharing your tips and your tools, all following your run a show or slide presentation run a show that you've created. And this helps to create an experience. When viewers come to watch your live stream, it's going to do one of two things, whether live or replay. The experience is going to be able to communicate to the viewer that this is definitely someone that I want to learn more about in the content that they're sharing, or this is not something that I'm interested in. And I'm going to click off. And that's fine, because I realize, and you will realize, that we can't reach everyone, but there is a specific audience that we can reach. And so we want that experience to be tailor-made towards them. We want the experience to connect with our value proposition on our YouTube banner and in our About section, where it tells the individual what this channel is about and what they can expect from, and the benefits that they will take away from being on the channel by watching the live stream. So you want that all to be captured in going live. Hey, do me a favor as we get ready to go back over here to the comments section. So I can get my mouse over here. Click that like button for me. Share this on your favorite social media platform. And if you're new to the channel and you've been watching me for a while and you've been catching me on the replay like my sister Taylor, but if you haven't had an opportunity to subscribe to the channel where we share tips, tools on making live streaming easy for you as a beginner, I would appreciate you subscribe to the channel, click the alert notification button, join the conversation in the live chat. Let's just jump back over here. My sister Taylor says, I definitely want to get into live streaming this year to build my business. Also, want to do shorts. Okay, great. You are in the right place, Miss Taylor. You are in the right place where you can accomplish both. And so as you check out more of our content on our channel, you will find some great helpful videos and some shorts that will kind of guide you on the way. I specifically, when I do my shorts, ma'am, I always try to connect my shorts with my long form video. So it kind of gives you a preview of what a live stream that you would click on. I think my latest live stream was on, if you are going live for the first time, a great tip on how to share from the topic that you want to share your live streaming about. So that related short is there to connect to this live stream here. So you're definitely going to learn that and more as you get more a part of the huddle. So great. And links are in the description if we need to get together and to do a 15-minute, 30-minute discovery call free of charge to kind of provide you some steps. We'll definitely do that as well. But good to know. Good to know. All right. Mr. Ash has said, great advice. Perfect. Any more comments, please? C in front of the comment, Q in front of the question. Let's move on. Let's press on. Where are we at? Number 7. Okay, you have put together, Miss Taylor. I'm going to speak to you this morning. So you said you want to start live streaming. So you have put together your first live stream. You've as nervous as you was, you've put together your live stream, and now it's time to bring the train into the station. It's time to end your broadcast. Do you just basically, say goodbye to everyone and just hit the end broadcast button on either, directly from YouTube or through a third-party software like StreamYard or through your Stream Deck? Do you do that? You could, but you will miss a great opportunity by doing that, because when you're ending your broadcast, as nervous as me and you may be in live streaming for the first time, I'll be honest, there are times where I'm a little nervous. I think that's part of the reason why my hands and fingers talk so much by getting in front of the camera, believe it or not. I also have to spend time making sure I provide a summary for my viewers that have watched me whether live or on team replay. If you've been watching me up to this point, making sure I acknowledge those who are watching the replay up to this point, giving that summary, providing a call to action. I believe providing a call to action kind of helps to take the viewer from the next step and just being a person of viewing just every now and then to becoming more an engaged viewer. And that call to action may move them to the next step of moving forward with you in the journey of your channel. And then once you've provided that call to action, then you look to end your stream. You can end your stream by having an outro video so that as it's ending, you can kind of let the viewer know that the journey doesn't stop here by ending the broadcast, but there is another video you can watch that on the channel that YouTube will recommend. And that's called an end screen, which we'll get into next. Which brings me now to the replay. Replay, or what some people would call optimizing your live. I like to simplify it in saying replay. You will find, Miss Taylor, that a large percent of your replay views as you're posting videos to YouTube through a live stream, once that broadcast is ended, a large percentage of your views will come from the replay viewers finding your video on YouTube, finding your video through the suggested page, through browser or on the home page. And so when they find your video, you want to make the replay experience just like the live experience, and an experience that they definitely, when they click on, it's easy for them to be able to watch your content. Because if you're doing a live stream of 30 minutes or more, sometimes a person that's new to you may not dedicate the entire 30 minutes to watching your replay of your video, of your live stream. But if you have YouTube chapters in the video, it gives them the ability to watch a certain portion of it, stop and come back and go back where they left off. Now, yes, YouTube has the ability to save a video that we can go back and watch, but I'll be honest, I'm not the type of person who's saving videos for me to go back and watch, especially if I can pull it back up. But if I know that the person has a YouTube chapters in them, I can just go click on the chapter and it takes me back to where I left off. Then there's end screens. As we talked about, when a video was coming to an end, just when this live stream comes to an end, YouTube is going to say, hey, look, the next video you can watch, or you customize your end screens to say the next video that you should watch will pop up. I tend to put my end screens up, after my live stream is over, and I put my chapters in, I put my end screens in, my info card. So I realize my end screens may not pop up right away for a person to watch. But if you go and watch the replay within 24 hours, you see my end screens, you also see my info card. So that continues the journey. Whoo, said a lot there. That continues the journey for you as a viewer in watching my content, and the same for others watching your content. One of YouTube's primary goals is to not only have individuals watching your content, but to continue to keep watching them. They don't want individuals to watch your content and go to another channel and watch someone else. You want to keep them on your channel and build that relationship. Miss Taylor says, I have been really neglecting with giving call to actions. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I appreciate that this is an aha moment for you when it comes to call to actions. Well, I'll give you a news flash. In 2023, I didn't do a great job either. And so in 2024, boom, I said, doing live streams through short form videos, anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes, got to provide that call to action. Even if that call to action is if a person has gotten great value out of your content, encouraging them to click the like button, encouraging them to subscribe where it is necessary to do so, where me and you are not being pushy. I was just watching a couple of live streams this week of different people that I watch, and I noticed at no time did they ever encourage someone to click their like button. They were definitely providing me great value through the content they were sharing, but I don't ever recall hearing them say as a call to action to click that like button. Sometimes it's just as simple as that. And because I'm used to watching individuals like James Hicks from Hicks News Media, I know I'm going to get great content from him. And so my reciprocation of that great content that he just provided me is to click the like button. And that's going to communicate to YouTube that this is some great content he is pumping out, rather through Team No Sleep or through other YouTube programmings that he releases. It lets YouTube know that I've gotten great value from what he's providing by clicking the like button. So that's definitely a call to action we cannot neglect. And then there's other call to actions that me and you can use. All right. So with that said, let's go to summary. We talked about the importance about reliable internet, making sure you're hardwired if you're using a laptop, so that way your internet is stable and it's not fluctuating up and down, up and down. I'll tell you, I've learned through trial and error myself. It's interesting. One of the first times I was invited on someone's show as a guest, one of the few times, I think 2 or 3 times I was invited on a guest, one particular host called me out and he said, why are you on this live stream not being hardwired? Why are you just strictly depending on your Wi-Fi? And he was able to see that from his end, and he wasn't beating me up or anything or making me feel like I was just a complete amateur out of who should have just went back to the kiddie pool. He said, "Hey, look, you out here in the deep waters, you got to learn how to swim." But he educated me on the importance of being hardwired, and so I appreciate James from time to time popping up and dropping nuggets like that. And so you want to have reliable internet. You want to take time to schedule your live stream. You want to, after you've scheduled your live stream, you want to go into that YouTube studio section and make sure that whether if you have it untitled or published at the time before you go live, hit that title, description, important links, that category section. But also with the YouTube studio, that when it's time to go live, you don't forget to take it off of untitled. You don't forget that you need to publish the live stream, because if you forget to publish your live stream and you go live and you're like, wow, this is some great content, I don't see nobody in the chat, not one person, not a zero, nobody. It's a sign that you may have kept your video untitled. Unlisted. I'm sorry. That's the word I'm looking for. I kept saying untitled so much. You have your video unlisted and you go through the entire stream and no one can find. And then one of the signs that you get that you're unlisted, your phone starts to blow up where you're getting chat messages from existing people who are watching you like, I can't find you. You're on tonight. You're on the day, right? It's 11 o'clock. I can't find you. It's because you're unlisted. And so going into that YouTube studio and making sure it's published so you can go live, boom. And that ties right into the checklist, the checklist, making sure the audio is good, making sure the lighting is good, making sure the camera is good, making sure the stream is published so that way your viewers can see your content. And then it's time to go live. It's time to share with your audience that you have established or looking to establish the content that you want to share. And after you've kind of gone live and you share your content, you've engaged, you've answered questions, you responded to comments, you end your broadcast by giving a summary, which we're doing now, providing a call to action, which we will do, and then you end the broadcast, and then you prepare the replay experience, providing the chapters, making sure the end screens and info cards are there, and making sure, most importantly, that even with the replay, go, and if you don't do this, and I'm quite sure James does this, you go into watch your video, and in the comments section, go in the comments section and put the next video that you think or believe that the viewer should be watching next, and put the link there and give them a brief description of, why they should be watching this next video, and you pin the comment. It's all part of the replay experience. You pin the comment so that way the person says, "Oh, okay, this was a great video. I'm not going to go to the suggested section and pick another video. The Walter or James or Ash has already provided me the next video to watch." You say, "Well, I don't have that many people commenting on my videos." I got you. That's something we all have to work on. Live streams traditionally don't get a lot of comments on them, but they do get a lot of likes. But if you have that comment pinned there, you've provided them the next transition to go to. So think replay, replay, replay. Don't just end the broadcast, but think replay. Which brings me now to my next slide. Question of the day. What has been your biggest takeaway in this session that we've done this morning? Let me know in the chat. Put a C in front of the comment. What's been your aha moment here? And, my call to action to you is simply this. I'm going to stop this right quick. And here's my call to action for you. Click there. There we go. Here's my call to action to you. You can get a copy of our latest live stream checklist. We covered this in this presentation on the checklist section, but on the live stream checklist, have a step-by-step process and help you to understand how a checklist can benefit you as a beginner. We talk about before you go live. We talk about the engagement part of your live stream. When it's time to go live, in terms of, turning your system on, making sure that you are bringing on any type of needed guests appropriately, so that way you can check their audio, their camera. And when it's time to end your broadcast, you have a checklist that you can follow. And so that's my call to action to you this morning. Get a copy of the live stream checklist, which you can find, and my moderator will put a link in the description for you to go to the Huddle webpage, which is Backup Working, and you can then get a copy of that checklist. And so that way you have something as a beginner to work with. Let me jump back over here to the comment section. And I want to welcome 50 Shades of Dysfunction in the Black community. Okay, I welcome you. Welcome you to the Huddle. I appreciate the notifications reaching out to you and you being able to join us. Perfect. And if there are any questions, let me jump over here. First time watching. Hello from Mississippi. Hey, sir. Let me again. I want to just say, sir. I don't want to be disrespectful in any way, because I'm trying to look at your picture and it's a little difficult to see in the screen. But ma'am or sir, thank you so much for being a part of the Huddle. I would definitely, before you leave and we end this broadcast, let me know what has been one important takeaway for you. If you are a person who's live streaming, or if you're looking to live stream on YouTube, what has been your takeaway that's going to get you in the right direction? Perfect. Okay, we're scrolling down. We're scrolling down now. See some, looking for some comments. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know that. Again, I don't no way I want to be disrespectful. Uh I've been creating a creator for a year, but you gave me a great tips. Thanks. I will be watching more. Thank you very much. Thank you for letting me know that this has provided you some great feedback. That is important. That is important. I've accomplished my mission. I've accomplished my mission to help you to go to the next level. The advice on listing chapters was very helpful. Definitely, because you want to be able to create a positive replay experience for your viewers. Your viewers. It's interesting what chapters or what they call time codes are not something that's new. They've been around on YouTube for a while. When I really began to pay attention to time codes, let me do something here. I don't know why this is doing this. So let's go ahead and stop this. Stop. Okay, that should fix that. Perfect. The time codes or chapters are not new. They've been around for a while. Because I'm a person who's into watching or listening to soundtrack movie music, what I began to find, like listening to things like Batman The Dark Knight or Batman The Dark Knight Rises or Man of Steel or Marvel soundtrack music, what they would do in the videos, they would put time codes for you to be able to click on to a certain part of the music so that you can go back and listen to them. Artists, depending on your style of music. For me, it's jazz and even, a little of old school hip hop for me. Individuals like Brian Culberson, Paul Taylor, Pat Metheny, um, who am I missing? The Rippingtons, just name a few. They'll put time codes on their song of selection so that when you hear that one song, you say, that's my jam. I got to go back and play that again. And you're like, oh man, I got to scroll through the video. No, you go right to the description section. The time code is there, and you click on the time code and it takes you right back to the music selection so you can enjoy it again. So that whether if you're in the kitchen, washing the dishes, whether if you're working out in the living room, listening to some music on the living room floor, trying to do about 50 push-ups like James, looking buff like James Hicks. um, those time codes are there. Well, the same practice or discipline can be used even with our videos. They can be used with our videos by putting time codes or chapters. So I'm glad that this has been a great takeaway for you. Let me scroll down and make sure I see any other comments. I may have pulled this up already, but let's just double check. There have been many valuable takeaways, but the tip about being hardwired, yes, was really valuable. Definitely. Because you want to be able to have that internet connection where people are coming in. And I can tell if I'm having issues with my internet because I can see it in the number of people watching me. And all of a sudden, I don't know if something happens on the stream from the viewer side where they just boom, the stream freezes on the end, and maybe the person clicks off and clicks back on. But when I'm hardwired, I don't see all that disruption. And now if I'm hardwired and I'm still having some internet issues, then my next step is then to look at either my cable provider. If my cable provider is giving me the optimum speed and I have, a quality router, now if I'm using someone like StreamYard, well, I'm gonna let them know on my feedback when I end my stream, hey, what's going on with the streaming of the upload? Why is it fluctuating up and down? I'll give you a bonus tip, Miss Taylor. One of the things that causes internet disruption and causes your internet stream to lag is when you have too many tabs open on your internet. So I have my tab for my slide presentation, and I have my tab for my StreamYard. But if I got YouTube open, if I got Facebook open, if I got Twitter, now known as X, gonna give them to you. I'm sorry, I just can't resist to do that. Knucklehead. My moderator's going like, you're gonna have to stop that. But if you got too many tabs open, that's going to affect the quality of stream as well. You can even be hardwired and still have that issue. So closing unnecessary tabs, that's a bonus tip for you there. So if there are any more questions, please place a Q in front of it. And if there are any other comments, I've seen this thing jumping. There we go. C in front of the comment, or on that, we'll do our best to try to acknowledge. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. And then did that one already. Perfect. Perfect. So if there are no more, we are now at about the time we need to be. We're going to go ahead and bring this train into the station. I want to thank each and every one of you who have been joining me, from Ash to James to my moderator who's been with me, and to you, Miss Taylor. If this live stream was meant for you this morning to get you out the gate to start live streaming, if it has, then thank you for letting me know that I did a job well done in helping you. And if you haven't live streamed, please let us know at the huddle when you're going live so we can come support you. So that way, even if you have just a few of us in the chat, we will be there to cheer you on. So please let us know so we can support you, because we do that for every member of the huddle. So without further ado, we're going, remember that call to action, get a copy of the live stream checklist. Florence will make sure she'll put a link in the description for you, or you can, I'll make sure that the link is in the description section for you to go to my website to get a copy of it. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and bring this to an end. I'll close this out by simply saying this to you. In life, we feel broken. In life, we feel useless. Sometimes we feel like we don't have purpose. We feel like we can't move on. We have those moments in life. But I want to encourage you. Broken crayons can still color. In the hand of a little child who's innocent and humble, we'll take a broken crayon out of a bag, out of a basket, in places sometimes we may find ourselves in, and sometimes even in the box of a crayon, unused. Broken crayons can still color. What am I saying? Your best piece of content as a content creator is yet to come, and you still have something to create and share in life as well. God bless you.